Sorry.
Yes, you have to have an estate EIN, okay? You're operating in banking fraud right now, okay, if you're utilizing the Social Security number. And if they're operating out there and we have an estate EIN, they're operating in banking fraud in that they're utilizing that Social Security number. Because basically that Social Security account, like I said before, it was supposed to die at the age of 25. Per the Constitution, per the law of the land, you were supposed to be a free man or a free woman at the age of 25. It doesn't really call that out per se in the Constitution, but it does if you know how to read between the lines. You had to be a representative, you had to be free. You could not be under bondage. So basically what you are, per the Constitution, was a legal apprentice. Hang on just a second.
You want to look out that window and see. Look how spotty. You want to hit it again? Sure? Yeah. Okay. I can go over it.
I'll hit him with the arrow or something like that. Break up the spot. Get the break.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
Yes, we were basically a legal apprentice in a legal apprentice bondage until we came of age of 25. A legal apprentice banking bondage. Okay, you could have access to your account when you turn 21. But you were not totally free in the system, in the apprenticeship, because it was apprenticeship then journeymanship. Then you become the master at the age of 25. I've said this before. People just never picked up on half the stuff that I said all along. Everything that I've been saying has been right on the money. It was just we were going about it in the wrong way in some regards, not knowing that everything was a judicial banking system out here. And we had to terminate and basically close down all those driver's licenses, all those certificates of title. They could not be lawfully operated after the age of 25 because that put you back into bondage. Now you became an indentured servant. Hang on just a second. I'm going to help the neighbor unhook this. So go ahead and talk for a little bit.
Yes, I did a search. There are templates in the probate directory on the Yahoo group. And on the concurrent backup, it's 07/probate directory.
07 probate directory. Okay.
I suggest the way I find these things is I have all the files downloaded on my computer, and I use the DOS command to look for it. I just searched for a DOS command with every file name that had SS4 in it, and I found it real quick. And that you can do that. There's a file if you go to the eConcurrent site. There's a files.zip. It's not always up to date, but it has all the old files. You can download all that, put it on your disk, and then you can go to the command prompt, and default to the main directory where you put it, and you do a search for the file names.
Right.
Now, the particular command you use to do that is you have to first CD, change directory, to wherever you stored the top of this zip file. You have to unzip the file, of course. And then you do dir/s, and then space, and in this case, asterisk SS4 asterisk. So that gives me any file name that has SS4 in it.
Okay.
And this is all explained in the welcome email.
Right. Thank you.
Okay?
There is an example. You told them about the example for that SS4, right?
Yeah, in the probate directory.
Yeah. For the estate EIN. After you get the estate EIN, you're also going to need a foreign grantor trust EIN. You have to basically terminate the deceased Social Security person and all accounts, all banking accounts that are tied to that Social Security number. Okay, your certificate of live birth, and like in my case, the DD-214, they are basically the main accounts that we have. So they're the main estate accounts. We will transfer those accounts. You can liquidate them if you want to, but you're probably better off doing a transfer from the estate over to the foreign grantor trust bank account. And see that Social Security number, that estate EIN, and that foreign grantor trust EIN, those are telling you which banking system you're operating under. Just like on your regular check. The bank routing number is telling you what bank that is to be routed to. Yeah. This is nothing different than the commercial banking system. Now, I did make a couple changes to the document that I had Tom post up today. And basically, one of the key things is you are the principal. Well, what is the first part of that? It's Prince. I-Pal. And that's what we are. We're the princes of America. Just like the first four letters of America are Amir. A prince. And we're operating in Admiralty. The first five letters in Admiralty stand for prince. Now you do one with your state attorney general's office to close down all those state items. Those state banking accounts, judiciary banking accounts. You can take a look at the definitions for judiciary, for judicial, and for justice. And try and read a little between the lines in looking at them, and you'll see what's going on. Judiciary is covered by Title 28, USC Title 28. Which is the justice banking system. Federal District Court, Clerk of the Court, Bankruptcy Court. You can go in under Title 28 U.S.C. 1346, like what we tried to do before, but we had to assign. See, we were using the Social Security number. We can't use the Social Security number. We have to do an assignment of that clerk of the court to be the surety agent for that deceased Social Security account, banking account.
Mm-hmm.
And our deceased Social Security person, surety person, he's dead. He's deceased. So, lawfully in the judiciary system, you can't utilize him. Only in the fraudulent transactions, to where you go into a court there, then they get you into an argumentative situation to where you're now a co-conspirator in the fraud of using that Social Security person. Same thing that the local courts do to you. They get you into a fraud of being the surety or whatever, or being the signer for that Social Security person that basically is dead. And you're trying to operate with him, and it's a dead bank account. That's the fraud that they get you into. You got to be wiser than they are. So you assign all of this stuff for the Social Security, all these securities over to either the Attorney General's office for the state items, or at the federal level, all of the, like the Social Security account, any out-of-state accounts, because you can't, the state Attorney General is not going to be able to go across state lines to get those for you. So you've got to go to a federal court. And so you put a self-executing judgment to settle up deceased banking accounts. And you list those. But first you do your self-executing United States Judiciary banking standing order. Now on the first part there, I changed that around to where I said, I am Patrick of the family divine with a principal birthing date of 2 June 1949. Thereby, per my American freedoms of age and my free will and constitutional rights and power, I am issuing this standing order. That I'm the principal, the prince. They're the servants. I can't remember whether I had that on this morning about the my estate U.S. surety person's birth or date of birth as being March 2nd, 1949, and date of death being March 2nd, 1974. That's in the third paragraph that you put that in.
Okay.
And then, like I said, the Social Security is a deceased U.S. foreign banking SSN number. It's a foreign banking number. So when you get the estate EIN, that is no longer a foreign banking number. You brought it back home. So you need to basically get rid of that Social Security one, and that's a foreign controlled, and it's a surety-ship banking and insurance account. But it's a surety-ship. And that's what one of the guys down in South Carolina, when he got something back from the clerk of the court or from the judge in the United States Federal Court of Claims, said, your ship is still out at sea.
Mm.
He meant his surety ship is still in foreign jurisdiction. He had the EIN number, he just didn't know, but all he had to do was assign that over to that clerk of the court. He would have been out of the system. Or on his way out. We've done some stuff, and basically we shut things down because we put enough stuff in there that we're stymieing these things and showing that there's fraud out here, and they're not going to touch it. Yeah, I tried to reactivate my Social Security. Well, they're not going to reactivate it. Because basically I could turn around and take them in under fraud. I just got to go in and do a total liquidation of it. Now, the hospital didn't know that basically the Social Security and Medicare accounts are basically closed, are not supposed to be being used, so they're still using them. The right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing half the time out here in their damn governmental and corporate world. And then basically you can send everything in by a principal debt E, okay, you're the debt E, double E, official judiciary banking fax. You hold the originals. You're the principal. You're the principal banker. They're just a processor. I sent in around the 13th of March an original copy of my certificate of live birth, original signed documents, and an original of my certificate of, or not the original, but basically a certified copy of my DD-214 into the Attorney General's office. And basically, it came back. Reference, original documents. Enclosed, please find what appear to be original documents which you submitted to our office with your complaint. We have retained copies in your file and are returning the originals to you because I'm supposed to hold the originals. Those go into my account, transaction account. They operate off of copies. You write a check out, and basically that check goes to a different bank than the one that you're doing the drawing from. Does that bank send that original check over to your bank? No. They now hold that original check. They do an electronic scan of it and send that over to the other bank. So now they have become the principal bank to have the funds transferred over to them. All banking transactions are done electronically. So, that being said, and what came back from the Attorney General's office, we do a principal debt-e official judiciary banking fax. We don't have to send it certified mail. We can send it electronically. Why can you get a fax number from the bankruptcy clerk of the court? Because you're doing a banking transaction. In most cases, you can't get the clerk of the court on the other side unless you're sending, and they won't do anything unless you're sending a court case in to the federal district clerk of the court. But yeah, you can get their fax number. You turn around and use that as your bank transmitting number, transmitting your banking documents. You retain the originals, but you still sign and date them and put your right thumbprint on them, so that you are coming in with your two witnesses, my hand signature and official seal. Your official seal is your right thumbprint. That is your two witnesses. Your signature, which came from your God or your spirit, however you want to look at it, to make the motion, the body put into motion. That gives the signature. Then the body itself is the second witness with the thumbprint. Pretty damn simple.
Mm.
You can turn around and take a bill. And like what I said in there, we're going to do electronic transferring to them as long as they are in the system, the judiciary system, but we're going to come in under the estate EIN number. And see, that's why in a lot of cases, things haven't been set off, because they know we have that estate EIN number. And we were still trying to set things off using the Social Security number. That's a dead bank account now. So it's a dead bank account. You can still go into that account and close everything down and liquidate it because you're the principal owner of that bank account. The bank account and the insurance policy. And you go to the federal court level to basically have this done because they can go after the foreign, send the U.S. Marshals out to go after the foreign banking corporation. They can also go after my out-of-state certificate of marriage, which is an out-of-state controlled suretyship banking account held in New York. Then also we have the Church of Rome under a religion contract, certificate of baptism, as a foreign controlled cestui suretyship banking account attached to my state of Iowa Patrick Devine certificate of live birth that was being used as collateral in the bankruptcy for the United States Corporation. But my U.S. Social Security person is dead. They claimed him to be a U.S. employee, and they're still trying to claim him as being a U.S. employee. And he was the one that owes taxes and everything. Well, basically, the fraudulent IRS is out there trying to keep hammering on you until you understand this. Then you can turn around and send this into the clerk of the court and have them go and settle the matter. You don't need to go into court. You assign the clerk of the court to be his surety agent. Now, as the surety agent, they will settle the matter. If they find fraud, they will have it prosecuted. You just have to sit back. You're the prince or the principal. That Church of Rome, foreign controlled cestui suretyship bank account, is held in the St. Patrick's Trust Building in New York City, but his home office is in Rome. Just like the foreign controlled suretyship banking and insurance account, Social Security, is in Maryland, but its home office is in London, England. When you do your, and see, I've had those manifests up there before. You can take the example of the manifest and sort of break that down, one for the federal level and one for the state level. And attach that with your, with this document that I had Tom post up today. When you do your official principal deadee, principal deadee official judiciary banking facts. But you'll make it a self-executing judgment to settle up deceased banking accounts. Now, if the local federal district court, bank court, or bank clerk of the court, and that's the bank clerk of the court is the clerk of the court that's over for the bankruptcy side. Think about it. Bankruptcy. That's the clerk of the court we need to go to for our district. You can do a processing against the estate under Title 28 U.S.C. 1346 for $10,000 maximum. Why $10,000? Well, basically it was, 10 years ago or so, that the max you could draw out in a 72-hour period out of a local bank was $10,000. Now, at the local banks, they dropped it down to $5,000 or something like that because the bankers want to control the currency that is in circulation. They don't want it there. The people that I sent a discount to, I put what Tom had sent to me before, about 5,000 years of history leading up to the writing of the Constitution. Why 5,000 years? Because they studied everything. They wanted to try and make this an infallible system. It is an infallible system if you know how to operate it. But it's our responsibility to understand the Constitution. Not to have some of these damn nitwits and all these ARP and all these Alex Jones and all these other nitwits out here telling you what the shit to do. Turn the goddamn internet off in that regards. Use the damn computer for what it's really designed for.
Communication.
Not for communication.
Information.
Word processing. Studying the dictionary. Making it a lot easier to go through the dictionary faster than sitting down with a hard copy and trying to ascertain what all the different words are. You can cut and paste out of these dictionaries that are online. You can take 5 or 6 different dictionaries, look up one word, put that same word definition down from each one of those dictionaries, and do a comparison of them. That's what needs to be done. Then you can write up your word processing items, either by OpenOffice or Microsoft Word, or there's several other word processing systems out there, and you can figure out how to put your own borders. You have to be the one that knows what the shit you're doing. I can't sit here and tell you everything out here. You've got to start learning this stuff on your own.
Well, when they wrote the Constitution, they had never meant it to get so corrupted as it is now. The only thing we're doing...
It's not corrupted, okay?
Well,
it's only corrupted in the people's minds because they don't know how to read the damn thing. Tell me, what does inhabitant mean?
Someone who belongs where they are living.
Someone who is a household member. That means if you're in the office, you are an inhabitant of that state. Office. Government office. So you are now a household member of the government.
Yeah, well, remember
what the Constitution says is that you cannot run for the office if you are a household member. You have to get out of being a household member, go and sit on your duff for the next 6 years, and then you can come and run for senator if you want to.
But we're
There
a
was
bank.
never supposed to be any consecutive terms in the House of Representatives or in the Senate.
That's because we've been invaded by the bankster lawyers.
Not by the banksters, by us not knowing the fucking words.
Wow.
Don't blame it on anybody else.
They
You
snuck
didn't
in-
know how to use the dictionary.
They snuck in on us, and it's our fault, and we need to remedy it.
Take the responsibility.
Right.
Admit that you were wrong, okay? And go
Right.
from there.
There's nothing wrong with making a mistake, but it's a big mistake if you don't correct your mistakes. And the only way you learn is by doing and making mistakes.
That's not the only way you learn. You sit back and you try and learn as much words, okay? The Bible, you were told, you have to know the word, okay? And you have to read the Bible as a little child. And there's very few adults out here that know how to read, period. And they can't even read as a little child, half of them. And that is, you always ask the question, why? And then you go and find the answer to your why. What's the peace symbol? It's a why. On a three-sided pyramid, when you look down at it, what does it form? A why. A three-sided item. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. A why.
The number 3.
Yes, there's 3 prongs on a 3.
Takes 3
Look
witnesses.
at these things. Basically, start thinking about these. Why are things like this? Ask the question, and then find the answer.
Three witnesses perfects truth.
Okay, anybody got any questions about what I had Tom post there? Or what you need to do about getting an estate EIN and why you need to have the estate EIN. And then after you get all of these Social Security bank accounts closed down, okay, then you can turn around and transfer the funds out of the estate, the certificate of live birth bank account, and the selective service bank account. Normally, a commercial bank check, the account number has about 11 digits on it. Thereabouts. Some have less, some don't, okay? But that's all the stuff that I was doing with the money orders and everything else. We couldn't access it until we turned around and gave the suretyship, made the clerk of the court or the state attorney general's office the surety agent.
Bingo.
Then you get a bill. Well, what is a bill? A dollar bill. It's a debt piece of paper. you turn around and you send that debt piece of paper in to the surety to make good the credits for it or the assets usage for it out of our bank account. Just like at a regular bank. But we have to use the judiciary banking offices. Either at the state attorney general's office or at the federal clerk of the court bank. And we know they have walk-in vaults at those banks, at those bankruptcy banks. So they've got funds sitting there. You just now got to go after it. That you do this one time, assigning of the suretyship to that clerk of the court. If need be, we will, and if they can't handle everything, they're to forward these items on up to the higher clerk, banking clerk.
Patrick, if they're walk-in vaults, does that mean that you have to walk in to get cash?
No, they have the cash in there. They'll walk into the vault, get the cash out, and give it to you across the counter, just like in a regular bank. You don't go walking into the vault to get the cash.
Oh.
Do you at the regular bank?
I don't know anything about bankruptcy. I wouldn't.
It's no different than a regular commercial bank.
Yeah.
It's just another goddamn bank.
Do people actually walk in there and walk out with cash? Bank, people
you can go up. Hell, you walk into your local bank, you write a check out, you hand it to the cashier. They will go and get you cash for $5,000 or whatever the limit that the commercial banks have right now. And then you walk out of the bank with that cash in your back pocket.
You'd ask anybody on the street, does somebody walk into the federal courthouse, go into the bankruptcy court, and walk out with cash? I'd say no. They'd probably give you a check.
No, they'll give you cash.
Okay.
If you demand it. You're the principal. God damn it. You're not the slave. You don't operate with checks. That's why they have a bank vault holding cash.
Oh, but aren't we told that cash is what the...
You're arguing something you don't know what the shit you're talking about. Think before you say anything more.
All right. I'm just going to piss you off, but...
Yeah, I know you are.
I see all kinds of...
Yeah, you're trying to read too damn much shit into it. When was the last time you ever went into a local bank and they allowed you to walk into the vault where all the money was held?
No, they don't. They only let you go into the safes, the independent...
Safety deposit boxes, and that's it. That's not where the cash is held.
Probably a different safe.
A different side or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Aren't they always telling us that cash is for federal employees? And that's what the...
Who the fuck are you listening to? I told you to turn off that damn garbage.
That's a good question.
Damn it. You guys will listen to any fucking thing out there, and you won't listen to me whatsoever.
All right. Forgive me.
Okay.
I see my error.
This time and this time only. Okay, anybody else out there that wants to try and see if they can get my dandruff up?
Hey, Patrick. I got a question.
Okay.
I have my employer identification number. It starts with 46.
Is that an estate EIN number?
Sounds like it.
Well, I didn't.
You should have gotten a letter from them, and it should state that you are the executor of that estate.
It basically has a date on it, and it came over the computer. And it's from the IRS Department of Treasury, Cincinnati, Ohio.
Okay, call them up and ask them if that is an estate EIN number.
Okay.
How did you get it? Okay? Did you fill out a SS4 and declare your Social Security person dead?
I don't remember, Patrick. It was done January 24th of 2014, and something happened to the computer where I lost part of the information. And
you can go online and look up the IRS website, look up EIN numbers, and it will tell you that if it begins with these two numbers, it's this kind of number, and so on. Sounds to me like you have an estate number.
It says employer identification number. Thank you for applying for employer identification number, EIN. You were assigned EIN number, blah, blah, blah. This will identify, it does, your estate or trust.
Estate. See? It said right there, estate.
Yes. Okay.
Okay?
The reason
normally,
why I'm
if it's going to be a trust, okay? Normally, if it's going to be a trust, it's going to be up in the 90 series.
Okay. My next question is, I applied for a position at an establishment where I live in Wisconsin. I did a jurisdictional challenge on child support. This was done in the summer of last year because the ex-husband is trying to leave the state with the girls. And I am the mother who is the one who had them taken away because of the allegations of abuse that I was making. They basically took them away and gave the abuser sole custody. We did a child support challenge, and in July of last year, I don't know if you remember, I told you I sent in...
Yes, I remember you're talking about this before, and I told you once before, okay? In a marriage, the husband is the owner of everything.
I know that.
Okay. Unless he has basically is a child molester or something like that, and then if he is in that category, you have to bring criminal charges against him. Otherwise, you're not going to win. If he knows what the shit he's doing.
No, he does not.
Well, he must. He's got control of the kids. Normally, the court will give them to the wife. So what's going on here, okay? You don't tell me the whole story. And I'm not going to sit here and be the judge over something like that.
Well, it's sort of a very touchy subject because first of all, I don't want to be recorded. I'd rather speak to you about it alone. But the situation is that I did a cease and desist.
You need to talk to Carl Lentz. He can help you with that. He's the expert on that.
The place that I was working at that present time when I did the cease and desist, all of a sudden I started getting checks. I no longer work for that place. I applied for a job in January, and I gave them my Social Security number. I found out just the other day that after I did the cease and desist, did the jurisdictional challenge, I actually turned around and brought it into federal court because the child support is considered unconstitutional. And it was dismissed and sent back to the
It's not
Brown County.
unconstitutional, okay? Nowhere in the Constitution does it say anything about child support, okay? So don't say that child support is unconstitutional.
Actually,
okay?
it was,
That is between the man and the woman, okay, in a contract. Now, you have a marriage contract, and that is under that damn Social Security number. Your Social Security number and his Social Security number. That's what it was filed under. That is now a dead account. You have to go in and liquidate that, and then you have to turn around and take this out of jurisdictional control of the damn court system and assign it to the clerk of the court, so that if you're getting charged child support, you turn around and send your child support up to that clerk of the court to make the damn payment. You're not hearing what I'm telling you. I'm giving you the goddamn answer.
Yes, you are.
Yes. And I gave you the document. Basically, and I've had documents up there before, the manifest. And all you need to do now is a self-executing judgment to settle up deceased banking accounts. And the deceased banking accounts are all banking accounts that have been held under your Social Security number, because that guy or woman, whatever, died at the age of 25. You were supposed to be a free man now, or a free woman.
Yeah, you have no standing in your status right now to do that.
Not until you assign that clerk of the court as your surety agent for your dead, deceased person. You are the principal owner of those bank accounts.
Yeah.
It's that damn simple.
What can I do
Just like a regular commercial bank. Who owns the bank account? The bank or you? You do. You don't have to put up with their bullshit when they try and charge you overdraft charges. You've got a damn insurance policy there with the FDIC protecting overdraws and stuff. But they turn around and try and hoodwink you into paying out of your back pocket, and then they're still drawing the funds out of the FDIC insurance, just like the courts do. They put a charge on you. They give you an appearance bond. They try and get you to walk away from the appearance bond. Then they get you to go into a court. They turn around and write another bond under that court action. And they're charging your account in bankruptcy. You just don't know it.
Exactly. What can I do with my place of employment right now? Tell them that
you basically get these fucking documents done here, okay? And then you'll basically try and get out of the system. Go and get $10,000 and quit the goddamn job. We've got documents on file in a lot of these places. That clerk of the court ain't telling me that. What the hell this investigator here for the consumer division, and basically it's the brokerage division at the state of Iowa. The Justice Department is the banking brokering house for the state of Iowa. And they said, we have retained copies in your file. Well, that's all they need is a copy showing my certificate of live birth, my other accounts, my master accounts. Then from there, they've got the master account. Then when I send them a bill in to set off using my estate EIN number, they have to process it. So all your child support, you can turn around and send it into the Attorney General's office under your estate EIN number. But you have to get the deceased Social Security person, foreign Social Security person, out of the road first. He's a detriment to you.
How do I do that?
I just told you earlier in the call, okay? Re-listen to this call about 10 times, and it might sink in.
I've listened to your calls the past 2 weeks several times.
I'm telling you to listen to this call 10 times, okay? I gave you the answer by doing a self-executing judgment to settle up deceased banking accounts. And that marriage certificate is a deceased banking account. The state wasn't supposed to have any jurisdictional controls over you after you came of age 25. It was just an insurance policy while you were in a naive situation of being a blonde nitwit and got married underage before you knew what the shit was going on.
Patrick, shouldn't she do something to rescind that marriage certificate?
Fuck no. I told you, you turn around and you order the liquidation of it.
Okay, that's what I meant.
It's a judiciary banking account. Nothing more. They have banked assets into that account.
Yeah.
There's assets sitting there. Your certificate of title to your vehicle, your driver's license, and if you got an ID from a state, it's a judiciary banking account. Your voter registration is a judiciary banking account.
Put it all in the blender.
That's it. But you have to do the assignment to the Attorney General, assigning him, and you're coming in as the principal owner and the executor over your deceased person. You're the master and they're the slave. The principal has to be there. If you don't act like the principal, then basically there is no need for the surety. We're not the surety. We are the principal, the master. I'm going to send these in tomorrow to the Attorney General's office and tell them to liquidate. They've got 72 hours. That's the max for a banking transaction. Death and resurrection, 3 days.
And
they have to resurrect the assets to us out of that account. That's really what the resurrection is resurrecting the assets or the credits out of the account over to us as the principal, as the God. I hate to blow everybody's mindset on what the hell Easter and Good Friday and all this other garbage was.
You've done that before.
It's all about banking, okay? Nothing more. Monday morning, Jesus was given his assets and he left town.
Yeah, the bank vault opened and he left.
Yeah, and see, basically, his contracts were laying in a state in the bank over the weekend. His signature, okay? His thumbprint, whatever. His cross, however he signed and basically crucified those documents. They're banking documents.
No, none of them is.
That's all that it was. The people love blood and guts so goddamn much, they're just sick in the mind.
They found a place in the mountain where there's this deep groove where the stone used to be, and there was an iron pin broken off in it. A lot of work to make sure that stone wasn't going to be moved.
The stone's not going to be moved until basically people get off their ass and move the damn thing. Okay?
If everybody puts their mind to it, anything.
You've got to do these documents that basically I put out there. Don't take it for granted, okay? You've got to know what the shit you're doing.
Absolutely.
You've got to know the words that I'm using in there. Why am I using those words? Check them out. Try and prove me wrong.
One word can replace 3 sentences.
Not in all cases. Okay?
Patrick, I've been in Wisconsin for 15 years, but the Social Security was issued out of New Jersey.
So
everything has.
So?
I'm asking, so everything has to be sent to New Jersey, these documents?
No. You are a resident, and you go to your resident federal bankruptcy court. You have to be there to utilize that bankruptcy court. You have to be there 180 days or whatever it is, 160 or 180 days.
Okay.
Otherwise, you revert back to the last one you came from. Read the damn laws. I've gone over this numerous times. The problem is, most of you people hear, but you do not hear. Because you're listening to me in a foreign language, and I'm talking one language, but you're listening into the American foreign language that you've been taught by the public school system.
That's
not the language I'm talking anymore. I'm talking the American constitutional language that our founding fathers put out here. That's why most people can't read the damn Constitution, because it's written in a foreign language. The people haven't gone to check out what the words really mean.
Every earthling spoke the same language, we wouldn't be in the shape.
What are you talking about? okay?
Everybody spoke.
I'm talking about just, okay.
Just a
You
comment.
can talk. You can talk when I get off the line, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, anybody else have any question on these documents that I had Tom post today, or what I've tried to go over on this call? Okay. I'm off here. You guys can talk whatever you want to now.
Patrick, that was a compliment when I said you were the master of chaos.
I'm not a master of chaos. I'm a master of understanding.
That's what I mean. Understanding the chaos.
Oh. And some,
But I'm just repeating what you quoted yourself.
Yeah, and see, you have to take. I mean, this guy sent me out of the Attorney General's office 2 sentences, but they were very powerful sentences that he sent to me. And if I hadn't been doing all this shit that I've done so far, I wouldn't have understood what the hell he was telling me.
mm-hmm.
And see, that's the way most people get a document back. Oh, these guys are just fucking me over. These guys, they don't want to stay in honor or do anything like that.
So what was the clue?
I will read it once more, okay?
Thank you.
The clue was, enclosed, find what appear to be original documents which you submitted to our office with your complaint. Original documents. Okay?
He has said that. You have said
That's
that.
in the first sentence. That's in the first sentence. Second sentence. We have retained copies in your file and are returning the originals to you because I am the master. That's why they're returning them to me. They're my property. I hold the originals. I hold the wedding signature copies.
You're the holder in due course.
I hold the original signatures. I will give them, and they only want electronic copies. We have retained copies in your banking file. It doesn't say banking, but I know what the shit they're talking about. They just wait to see what type of response you get back to them if you really understand what the shit you just did. Well, I'm going to go right back to them and say, here, now I know what the shit I'm doing. Here, take care of this.
Okay, I know you said that several times today.
Girls in front of lines, they don't listen.
And that's all you have to do, okay? And you send it in by fax. I mean, basically, over the last 10 to 15 or 10, 12 years, whatever, I've probably spent well over $20,000 to $30,000 in mailings. And that's no shit. The only reason I'm doing this now is because basically I'm dead broke. I haven't even got a penny in my pocket. But that ain't going to stop me. Because now I know I don't need to do the certified mailings. Because they don't want the originals. And they don't need them. We keep them in our files. How else would you protect yourself if you did not hold the original signature?
Right.
Now, one could only hold on to the originals if they were the principal.
Yeah, and they're not the principal, so, okay. Okay, you guys can go ahead and talk. I'm out of here.
All right, good night.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Patrick.
Yeah, bye.
Thank you. We'll go get right to this.
Hey, Thomas.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm on the group site in the files. Self-executing judiciary banking standing order.
Oh, you're by the group site, you mean on Yahoo or Concurrent?
On Yahoo.
You look in the probate directory. Is there a probate directory there?
I'm looking. The files that were just uploaded today, are those in the Yahoo or the Divine files? I should go to the Divine files, huh?
The files that were uploaded today are still at Yahoo. They haven't been moved down to the backup. And they're in that self-executing judgment folder.
Okay. The liquidating, I didn't want to ask him again. I have a very upset stomach. The files that I'm supposed to look out to liquidate the Social Security is the self-executing judiciary banking standing order.
No, standing orders.
Yeah, standing orders.
That's the most recent one.
Okay, I'm opening that. You know, Patrick was talking about, okay, that's the United States Judiciary transactions. Patrick was talking last week about in regards to the turpentine, and I actually happened to look into that. And I have not been feeling well at all for several months now. And I started taking the turpentine. I started last night because I think I have candida, which distorts your thinking. And for the record, from what I understand and what I filed into the federal court, child support is and has been deemed unconstitutional. There's a case that runs out of Minnesota from 1998.
Okay.
It is.
Yeah. And
because it's a domestic thing, and government has no business in your domestic relation.
Yeah. And what they did was they dismissed it in December, right before Christmas, and the courts were supposed to bring it back in. And then I got this new job at a private company called Private Label, Richie Lou Foods. I started working in the middle of January, and I was not aware that they've been taking child support out. I just found out on Thursday afternoon because we do have direct deposit, and I was absolutely furious. And it's not even a court order. It's basically a 3-page letter with my name on it, not even my correct name. It's got my last name first and then Jennifer, my Social Security number, and it's got all 3 girls' names spelt wrong. And the order is Ashante, child support worker, with her last name blacked out with black magic marker, It's not signed nor dated, and this company has been taking out $100 a week for the past 2 months.
Well, if we get around to suing people, you got a suit there.
Yeah. Yeah. But
So we're currently with what we're doing. Patrick isn't solving those kind of things. We're paying off bills. We're getting funds and getting cash in relief. We're also cashing in court cases, but we're not executing court cases.
yeah.
We stay out of their system.
I don't want to go in their system. And the thing is that, you know, I didn't want to really explain to him, and then one guy popped in and said, "Oh, go to Carl Lenz for help." I had a severely bad thing happen with Carl Lenz, and I don't even want to talk about it, and that's why I hinder.
No, we don't even want to